Welcome to Matt Bayeski YouTube channel. Welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. What a beautiful day it is today. I hope the music isn't too loud and it doesn't disturb you from the conversation. But yeah, first of all, just a quick shot. And I want to say a huge thank you to Sheep Farm. Christian, what a beautiful, absolutely beautiful gift. I've actually been on your site. I think it's a beautiful site, and I think you should be doing a lot more. Yeah, your work is incredible, to be honest. It's really lovely. I absolutely love it. I'm going to put it in pride of place. I'm not really huge into time, but this works really well. So I'm going to put it somewhere in this room to match all the other beautiful handmade out of love and kindness gifts, and this is definitely one of them. So beautiful. If any of you guys don't know who Christian is, I'll leave a link below, and go and have a look at his site and check out some of his amazing sculptures. He does mugs and all sorts of stuff. He's been doing it for a long time, and you can see his work is incredible. I remember many years ago when I went on blind date, I was asked to go back on the show. In fact, I was asked to go back on the show every time Scylla was having another special occasion. This last one, I didn't go on the show because I was actually married at the time. So, but they asked me to go back on the show, which was really nice. The first time I went on the show, no, the second time I went on the show, the royalties that I got, I bought a sculpture from Leeds. And funnily enough, Christian remembered the guy who made the sculpture, and he used to have a place in there too. So fascinating, really. Fascinating how, I didn't really know Christian really that well, only through his brother, Dom, who was a friend of mine and still is. If you don't know who Sheep Farm are, go to, I think it's www.sheepfarm.co.uk, and listen to some of the podcasts, videos, fantastic, enlightening, all factual evidence, and gives you an up-to-date understanding of all the politicians, what they're doing and who they are, because most people don't have a clue who they are, and they're all interrelated in some way or another. So it's fascinating, really. So there you go. That's my beautiful gift that arrived today. I hope you all appreciate that as much as I do. Isn't it lovely? It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, love it. It's an angel. There you go. So yeah, thank you, Christian. It's beautiful. Absolutely love it, actually. Really love the colours, everything. It's definitely me. Okay, I had a great surprise the other day. My new collection of t-shirts have arrived, and I am today officially wearing the first one. So here's the first t-shirt. There you go. Officially starting my new year with t-shirts. They've just arrived and they're gorgeous. Now, a lot of people ask me, "Oh, Mark, I love your t-shirts. Where'd you get them from?" I get them from Bangkok. So if you go to Bangkok, let me know, and I'll give you the directions to the towers. There's two towers, but one particular tower you have to go up to the top, and the company Shure, Mirror and Time, those three companies, Shure Design, Time Design, and Mirror Design. So they're all in upstairs at the top floor. So yeah, I've got these t-shirts now. I'm very happy with them. And my old t-shirts that I've worn maybe once or 4 times or 3 times over these past 3 years, because I bought over 400, I think. So I'm basically if somebody says, if they buy a product from markbyerski.com and the product is over 120 and you get free delivery, what all you need to do is just say, oh, by the way, I'd like a t-shirt, and just name off 3 colours, say 3 colours, and we'll try and choose at least the colour that you want, and it's just a gift. It's a little gift just to say thank you for making a purchase of markbyerski.com, crystals, incense oils and teas and everything else. So yeah, if you can't obviously now ask for it if you've bought something and then I want a t-shirt, it's too late. It comes with the free delivery, so we can't now send you a free delivery because that costs us, between 20 and 40 euros, so we won't be able to do that. It's only if you've made a purchase, and at that particular time you made the purchase, you say in a message into the description box when you're making the t-shirt, is there any chance if I could have a free t-shirt of Mark's, and these are the colours that I like, and we'll do our best. We can't promise, but we'll do our best. So it's not guaranteed, but we'll do our best if we can. So yeah, it's a beautiful day today. The sun is shining. The weather is a little bit chilly now in the Costa del Sol. The sun is shimmering from this beautiful sea that's in front of me. Skies are clear, very, very beautiful today. And I'd like to maybe talk about the world as we know it right now and what's happening. Over these past few weeks, it's been interesting to say the least, because there's so many new faces, and that's good to a degree. It's great, and these new faces are what many call influencers or gurus, self-proclaimed gurus, teachers, guides, and so on. And I've noticed that there's more and more and more people jumping onto the bandwagon of being a teacher. And at times I find that really lovely when I watch and think, well, that was really beautiful, meant from the heart. Sometimes you can, very rarely, but sometimes you can see somebody speaking from experience. That's very rare these days. But when you do, you really feel it. It's like, it's incredible. And I think that's where I want to be today. That's where I want to focus on. I think discernment right now is the biggest and most powerful word. It's the key word for our future. That's the wind. Discernment, what does that mean? Well, if you take, for instance, you watch a self-help video, after you've watched it, you've got to ask yourself, who was that person who was sharing this information? Where did it come from? And is it genuine? Genuine to me is information that's given to us by people who experience life, who have understood it through the experience, not who have read from ancient text and books. That's all good and well, and those things we can kind of look at and work on, and I guess not take it to the extent of this is gospel, but let's see, let's try it, let's just work with it. And I think a lot of people are now becoming so programmed to what people are saying that they simply digest and believe. It's almost like they're becoming computers. So information is given by somebody, that input is digested and stored as factual evidence, And I think this is where fighting, arguing, separation comes from. Um, Anybody who is a true pupil of life is somebody who is open and not so much influenced, but somebody who embraces and receives and works with it and ponders on it, tries and tests and sees, rather than just simply falling into this category of, okay, I think that makes sense, so I'm going to believe it, and everything else doesn't really matter anymore. And I think we've got ourselves into a situation that I see around me with children, adults, teenagers that have this kind of mindset where once they've made a decision, because they've heard something and they feel it's right in their head, then they stick with it, and it's almost like nothing else matters, and they're not willing to look at all aspects of life and our path and our process, the learning, the understanding of why we're here and what our journey is about, what our purpose is. And I think it's so easy to listen to these people who proclaim to be. I'll give you a for instance. I was listening to one lovely lad who's talking away on TikTok, and he was talking about spirituality. He was talking about the spirit world. He was talking about how the spirit world works and how they communicate. And it was like listening to somebody who had just read from a script, and it was so evident that he had no clue to what he was saying, but he was an amazing actor. And how he came across was, to anybody else, would seem as if he had vast experience and knowledge. So I was curious to why these young kids are doing this. So I sent him a message, an inbox message, and I said, just out of curiosity, the information that you've just, relayed to everybody about the spirit world, how long have you been in this field of work, and how many clients have you worked with, and how much personal experience have you done over the years being in the situation of what you were talking about, i.e. possibly homes, churches, pubs, going into these places with the spirit world, trapped in between two worlds. And please, could you just give me, some kind of feedback of how many hours and weeks, months and years you've actually worked in this field of work? Within 30 seconds I was blocked. So I already knew that was going to happen anyway. I just wanted to confirm that I was absolutely right. He hadn't probably done one single moment of any kind of work. He probably doesn't even know what meditation is and how to do it. He doesn't probably know how to even communicate with the spirit world in any shape or form, or even try to understand. And if somebody was to ask him, he would just reel off something, or like many of them do, or just Google it, because they have no clue. And I'm finding more and more that these, not just young kids, but mums and dads and brothers and sisters and entrepreneurs and CEOs and many different people who are in the industry of trying to make money and produce likes and followers, and finding that they're all starting to become almost experts in the field of work which they've never actually done a moment's work in. So I find the world is becoming a little bit crazy, a little bit all over the place. It's becoming almost like an asylum. Nobody really knows what they're doing and what they're saying, but they're saying it, and they believe what they're saying, but they don't know what they're doing or saying. It's incredible that people are discussing topics where they have no clue to what they're talking about. They have no experience. And the fascinating thing for me, which I've noticed over the years, is that the majority of humanity are listening to the wrong people. They don't actually really want to listen to the people who have done the work. They're only interested in people who come across as people who really know what they're talking about, and experts, because they come across in a way that has been very, very cleverly produced, written, and given to you. So it's fascinating. So I guess today's message would be, who are you listening to? Now, it doesn't matter who you listen to. You take it all with a pinch of salt, and you do your own studying. You do your own work. You walk your path and your own experience ultimately, because if not, all you ever are is a copy version of other people. If all you're ever doing is listening and watching to somebody else, then you're actually frozen in life and your path. You're actually doing nothing. So any good teacher and anybody who really truly does the work will always encourage you to listen to the words that they share in a way that helps you experience the very thing that they're talking about. Now, if you watch my hundreds of videos, you'll see that many of those videos try and give you ways of connecting, ways of feeling, ways of awakening, ways of turning on this beautiful spacesuit, ways that you can go deep inside and really feel the consciousness, the real you, not the spacesuit, but you. And I think that's really important. I put out 7 messages last week to those who have written books about the spirit world and the false light and being trapped in this false light and so on. Not one person has answered me back. And all I've said is, would you like to come on my YouTube channel and let's have a debate, and let me hear your experience of how you've come to understand this, and I will share my experience as a healer who's worked in this field of work for 20 years solid, and I've been to thousands of properties and worked with spirit daily. I'm happy to have a conversation, and let's see where this conversation takes us. I'm not here to defend, I'm not here to attack, I just want to have a chat, and I'm very open to hearing what you've got to say. Obviously, I want to know how you've come to that conclusion, and is that through personal experience, or are you just writing about this through other people's experiences, which for me doesn't really hold any weight at all. So like I said, the real experience are the ones who have been through it. So out of the 7, I got 1 reply, which was no thank you. So I find it fascinating how people can write books and talk about the subject, but's not willing to have a real in-depth conversation and let the world hear and let them make their mind up to what is real and what isn't real, because I am happy to have a discussion with anybody who is genuinely somebody who's worked in this field of work hands-on, not a day or a week or a month, but tens of years. So I'll be talking to somebody with experience. And those who have no experience at all, it will soon become evident when we go deep into the conversation about the spirit world and how the interaction of the spirit world happens at any given moment, and spirit trapped in between two worlds, which is vastly different from what people are talking about, the false light and being trapped and coming back again. So yeah, it's interesting that nobody wants to talk about it and defend it, or have just an interesting conversation, or explain the reasons why they're writing about these things right now. More than ever now, we need to have clarity. And over these years, I've done my best to share the truth about the spirit world and how it does happen that we can become trapped in between two worlds, but not in the way of false light. That has no relevance in my world at all. It's just something that's been conjured up. And when asked in great detail, well, if you believe that the light is false, the light, how can darkness make false light? That's the first thing I'd ask. Darkness is darkness. Darkness doesn't make false light. It can't, because there is no false light. There is either light or the dark. There is light or without light. Anyway, we could go on, but when asked this question, the answer is a role, this, and well, I'm not going there, I wouldn't go there. Well, where would you go then? Well, because you don't have an answer, you have no idea. So you're just making something up, which sounds good, but you don't really know what you're talking about because you don't have an answer. Now, if you really truly understood all what was going on, you'd have an answer to everything, because you would be guided by the very experience that you've learned through experience and channeling and working and meditating and healing and being in a room with spirit and being in the room with people who are in need of help by the spirit world, where spirit world comes in and helps. Or you would have spent many hours with people who are ready to move into the light in hospitals, at homes. But no, none of you guys who have written about this have done any such thing. And yet people are reading your books as if you actually know what you're talking about. And it becomes evident to me that the world is becoming more lost by the day, and more people are jumping on board the spiritual bandwagon to simply become, I don't know, a talking figure, as if they're filled with experience and knowledge because they've written a book. But actually, when confronted by deeper questions, which I would ask, and trust me, it won't take 2 minutes before you realize that they have no clue to what they're saying, and which really ends up, like I said, nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody's willing to have a conversation, because everything that they'd be saying, you'd know instantly that they're just plucking out of thin air and just saying anything with no real evidence or understanding or truth. It's just whatever they're thinking. So it's fascinating. So I guess the moral of today's story is it's far wiser to choose somebody who you want to listen to, who has experience in the work. I did say in a few of my videos before, would you go to a guy who's read 50 books about cars, or would you go to a mechanic who spent 20 years fixing cars? Who would you go to fix your car? There is a difference, and this is all I'm trying to say. Those that read have no experience. Those that actually work in that experience know the experience of hands-on, and people are listening to the wrong people right now. So this video is just a shout out, a wake-up call, that maybe you're listening to people who in fact have no experience whatsoever, but are very good talkers and very good at trying to get you to be in their family, their group, their likes, their followers. Just be a bit weary of that. Just be careful, because you might find yourself being pulled down the wrong path, and before you know it, they're pushing you and influencing you to do something that may cause you great harm, as we've seen over these 3 years with so-called gurus and famous people who insisted that everybody should take something in their arm, and now people are dropping like flies, and the sickness and the illness right now is monumental. It's brutal. So just be aware. It's far better to be your own teacher and guide than to follow. And anybody who's true to the work that they do, they don't want you to follow them. They want you to be the teacher and the pupil and somebody who discerns everything that they see and feel, rather than just simply follow and believe. I don't ask you to believe anything that I say, but I do say try it and see what happens. Give this a go and see what happens. Oh, Mark, I'm a little bit unsure. Well, just try this because this helped me. Mark, what about this? I don't know about that. Oh, so you don't know? No, I don't know about that. Oh, I thought you would know. No, I don't know because I haven't experienced that, so I can't say about that. And that should give you more confidence than somebody who has the answer to everything all the time. And you have to ask yourself, well, yeah, interesting days. That's it really. I have a beautiful crystal I'm working on right now. I'm going to do my next video on that crystal. It's beautiful. It's a crystal that helps break down the walls, helps break patterns when you're stuck. So if it's the same pattern you're doing in life, it breaks that away. It clears the pineal gland, it strengthens and awakens you. It helps you move forward from being stuck. It's a beautiful crystal. So my next video is all about this crystal that I've worked with over the years, and actually it's a fascinating crystal because a lot of people, when they see it, oh, it's Larimar, and actually you would be mistaken for Larimar for sure, but it isn't. So I'm just gonna knock off now, and the next video will be on this beautiful crystal that has helped lots of, actually helped a lot of babies as well. Put this crystal in the baby's crib underneath and you find that they sleep a lot better, and yeah, great crystal. I can't wait to talk about it. See you in the next video, guys, and I hope you like the new shirts. There you go. Have a great day. Take care. Thanks for listening. And thank you for going to markbajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals, moldavites, incense, teas and oils. I hope they serve you well. Take care.